We are Motörhead, and we play rock and roll.
For 30 years, they've rocked the globe and have influenced a countless number of bands.
Motörhead are a rock and roll band, but if they hadn't inspired so many great metal bands, I don't know where we'd be right now. Motörhead, #1.
Born to raise hell, born to raise hell.
They were born to raise hell, and death is the only thing that will stop them. Join us as we hang with Lemmy and the guys from Motörhead on the road, because we're with the band. Weird to look back and think 30 years, holy cow.
No, you never do that. You don't think like that, can you? You know, I just think, I don't look back anyway, much,
It sounds like a big word, but legacy is a word that is kicked around with this band.
No, it's not a legacy. It's just we're a rock and roll band. That's it. That's what we are,
We play rock and roll.
It don't really matter about 30 years, 100 years would be big, but we're never going to make that one. I don't think like, oh, wow, we've been going 30 years. I think, well, what we got next year, See, idiocy really helps you to last for 30 years. You have no conception of anything if you're an idiot, right?
Time's really going quick. We tour so much, and that is, if we sat around and really did nothing, just existed, 30 years would be a long time.
We're a rock and roll band. Rock and roll bands go on the road and they release albums. That's the function of a rock and roll band.
Touring now, different at all from touring 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Is it?
Very different. It's like another planet. People are different.
Brave new world, brave new world.
People are trained to be idiots now. I don't mean the good idiot, I mean bad idiots. People are trained to be healthy and restrained and responsible and all of that shit, You've got to drink Perrier water backstage and f***ing exercise on your portable gym and do a couple of laps every morning.
Just
f*** off.
Here today, here's a perfect example.
Yeah, look at the rules.
They do serve alcohol in the building, but we can't have any drinks backstage.
Vad är bara det boka sen?
And then no smoking, of course, everywhere. Well, they can just f***ing like it or lump it, man. They book me to play here. I come with cigarettes. That's it. And our rule is no rules.
Motörhead fans are very unique. It's their life, it's their soul, everything. These guys that follow us around. I would say AC/DC and a handful of bands, maybe more in the world, that has these kind of hardcore fans. A fan base that will never, ever give up.
They have a die-hard fan base, as you can see tonight, and as you can see in every city across the world. It's kind of like Kiss, where parents bring their kids, and then the kids get into it, and then the parents are bringing their kids. So you've got grandparents, parents. It's unreal.
And you're seeing 4 generations out there now, I'm thinking.
Yeah, we do. Last year was amazing, actually, especially in Europe, because usually we do maybe 10 shows in England, and out of 10 shows, maybe 7, 8 are sold out. Last year we came back and did 18 shows, and every one sold out. And it's not the old fans that are coming back. They've still been there the whole time. It's the new generation. Right. It's 14, 16-year-old kids coming to the shows.
8-year-olds we've seen now.
Seeing 8-year-olds now?
Yeah, in England. Yeah, 8, 10, 12.
Yeah, really.
The dad brings them. But like on this tour, we've seen a lot of 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, you know, loads of them. Like, we're really lucky in that, because if you didn't know it was us, the records sound like it's a young band. It don't sound like somebody's 59 in there, you know. So like, that's great. It proves we're doing it right. It still attracts young guys, you know.
The kids, they have a lot of options out there. What is it about Motörhead, though, do you think?
Honesty.
Yeah.
Real. There's really nothing fake with this band whatsoever, except my hairdo maybe. But no, it's nothing fake with this band. What you see is what you get, and a lot of bands say that. But come on, there's a lot of shit going on the side. But Motörhead never gave up. Motörhead never gave in.
It's not a band that's going to compromise away the honesty and the pureness that we actually have.
I'm just filming you guys with my little camera. Yeah, a lot of cool shit in here. I've been filming throughout the tour a little bit. I get the real good shit in this one.
Why is it groupies? What a f***ing awful word. You know, there's girls who like people in bands. Why not? And we treat women well, mostly. I mean, there are a few bands who shouldn't be allowed to even talk to women, you know. But like, most of us treat them pretty good.
What you working on?
Putting some new batteries in Lem's bass.
And if there's no batteries, what happens?
Well, it doesn't work. So I have to replace the batteries every day. Otherwise, it's very, very quiet.
That's not bad. A bit more. If I can get it. What? Yeah, good. Hold on to that.
Time to go to work. Time to get on.
Good evening. We are Motörhead. We play rock and roll.
Mickey and I were talking about this earlier. One of the things that people love about Motörhead, and they always have, is the honesty.
Honesty, real. There's really nothing fake with this band whatsoever.
The sad thing is it's so unusual.
To be honest?
Yeah.
As I said, we don't compromise with our music, and just to sell another couple of 100,000 records, or
Because you could have done that years ago.
oh, you can do that anytime.
But we're not pretty enough, really, anyway.
Well, you know, the record companies are trying, but they gave up a few years ago. You know, could we have like a radio-friendly song, or, you know, forget it.
But one review for We Are Motörhead, it said, Lemmy has finally written a radio-friendly ballad, and he's completely screwed it up in typical fashion by calling it One More F***ing Time. That's another thing. We actually enjoy the stuff we do, you know, like a lot of bands don't. They just do it for the effect, like, you know.
We couldn't do it if we didn't enjoy it.
No.
We couldn't, no way.
I mean, I couldn't do something that the record company... I mean, the record company aren't even allowed in our studio when we're recording. You know, there's none of this... I think you want to make that a little slower
They don't even make an attempt now.
No, they don't even try now. When we was with Sony, two of them come down with the wives and kids, remember, in the afternoon. I locked them out the studio. Said, you go and sit in the green room, whatever, you know, like, play with your kids. You know, you got no place in a recording studio. You're not recording personnel, you know. You're not in the band. F*** off. You know, I don't come round to your office and tell you what to send out in letters, do I? You know, go to hell.
A lot of the record company guys now weren't even born when you were putting out your first records, and they're telling you what to do?
Yeah, well, you know, they have to, don't they? They have to try, because it's their job on the line, you know. We've probably ruined a lot of people's budding careers, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't ask them to be a you know.
This is home sweet home?
I don't know if it's so sweet home, but
it smells nice.
Well, the bus driver actually cleaned the bus now after 18-hour drive from Thunder Bay.
So the Febreze came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the 3 guys in the band. And what about the crew? How many on the bus that are working personnel?
Yeah, they're all we travel. Yeah, 40 I thought.
Well, there's
in the bay. There's a couple in the bay.
So it's no wonder that when the bus stops, everyone gets the hell out of there, because you've been riding with these guys for 18 hours.
That's it. We've just been locked in this bus now for so many long rides, and when we let out, it was like schoolgirls skipping about, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're all going 17 different directions, the whole crew and the whole band. Nobody hangs out.
We just disappear.
I mean, we run into each other in bars sometimes.
This is my little home, right there.
Nice. Do you have a little TV up there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This baby pops up, but, you know.
And this bus was leased, so this stain is not anyone from the bed. That stain was there years ago.
He was there before. It's not our fault. They can't blame it all. I think Don Henley had this bus before us, actually.
Forgiveness.
This is
a private lounge.
Yeah.
VIPs only.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay. Lemmy's hanging out mostly here and play video games. I'm really bad at all this. I really never play. Lemmy likes to play.
I see. Lemmy's half-eaten Mars bar. We can probably get some money for that out there, I think.
Yeah, we could sell it in the merch.
Lemmy's half-eaten.
We put it on eBay.
You were at the WrestleMania?
Yeah, we just played the WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Our
good buddy and friend here, Triple H.
Triple H, yeah.
There he is, the man.
You also won a Grammy this year. You've never gone away, but what's happening this year? It just seems profile is elevated, maybe.
This was the 3rd nomination.
Shocked to win the Grammy. No, it wasn't actually this time. I thought we were going to win it because the other bands up against us were all crap, in my opinion.
And we really never cared so much, but with the Grammy in our hand, it was pretty cool.
We still think this is a hoax, see? We still haven't received them. So we are convinced that this is like a hoax.
So these just props you're holding?
Yeah, well, I think they got us in there and they told us that we won a Grammy. We still haven't seen any of it.
And they take it back from you?
Yeah, they do, those bastards.
Yeah, I'm just filming you guys with my little camera. I've been filming throughout the tour a little bit. I get the real good shit in this one.
What is on Mickey's home videos?
What's on your home videos, Mick?
It's a lot of fun stuff.
Well, we're going to hook up with you in Montreal. We're going to give you a camera, have fun with it on the bus, and see whatever happens.
Oh, my God, you're not, are you?
He has no clue, does he?
No idea. He job's on the line there, man. It's like...
Piano there. It's just not for TV or nothing now, it's just a whole thing, right?
It's just for myself, don't worry about it. It's just like a homemade video thing.
You're gonna keep me up all night, might as well get a suck.
Oh shit.
That's all right. Listen, if you want any more, you gotta pay me. I just won a Grammy, man. We never tried to be the loudest band in the world. We just is loud. Fact of life. It's better than being the quietest band in the world, I guess.
Lemmy's like the godfather of heavy metal, you know? He's the one that kind of started it all.
He's the backbone of heavy metal, man.
1, 2.
We met him before in back.
You mean today?
Yeah, I got his autograph on my cap. It was insane.
They're the originators of this particular sound, you know. There's a few bands that played their music and only their music from then on, and this is one of them. 30 years, never took a break, never broke up. It's amazing.
This is not just like stepping into another band. There's a legacy here, there's a history.
No, it really isn't. It's not just another band. It's a total, it's a lifestyle.
Can't imagine someone just joining this band. There's got to be something more to it than that.
Well, you have to be nuts, you know. That helps. And you have to have a complete disregard for your reputation, you know, amongst the critics, because the critics all hate us, you know.
So are you always calm like this before a show?
No. Well, usually I'm pretty mellow. It's I don't know. It's the calm before the storm, I'd say. You know.
Outside the bus. What do girls want when they want to be with a band?
I don't know.
What do you think that is?
No, they just like to hang out. And thank God for that, you know. We have to hang out with a dirty crew all the time. I'd rather have a couple of hot chicks backstage, you know.
There's no such thing as groupie. Why is it groupies for rock and roll bands and it isn't for like footballers or snooker players? Because there's chicks following them around too. You know, there's girls who like people in bands. Why not? We're mostly quite attractive, you know, otherwise we wouldn't be on stage. And we're egomaniacs, so we're interesting, you know. And we treat women well, mostly. I mean, there are a few bands who shouldn't be allowed to even, you know. But like, most of us treat them pretty good. You know, and they get to ride around in limos and have a good time and get drunk and fall down, and we carry them into the hotel room. You know, I mean, it's pretty good.
I mean, you have the guys too. The only thing is that we don't want to hang out with all the drunk guys. Start screaming and go, Motörhead, an inch from your ear and shit. No, girls have more fun to hang out with them, at least after the show.
I know worse ways you could go if you're a girl. You could go after a plumber, couldn't you? I think going after a band is a good thing for a woman to do. I advise it. Most sincerely, I do recommend it.
It's better than a T-shirt.
If you get a T-shirt as well.
Lemmy, he's a legend. He's a god.
I'm sure Lemmy understands the significance he had on European and American culture.
Mind you, I never stopped being Lemmy out of Motörhead 24 hours a day, you know. I'm fair game all the time.
Lemmy, he's somebody that everybody can identify with. Working class upbringing, didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, and said, screw it, I'm going to do it my way.
Lemmy, he's a legend. He's a god to some. He's a great guy.
He deserves his iconic status, without a doubt.
I'd say he's pretty legendary. Lemmy's been doing it 30 years. And before that, he was in Hawkwind. Before that, he was Jimi Hendrix's roadie. I mean, come on. Just talking to the dude in the dressing room is enough to blow your mind, you know, after a show.
You can see in the make of your mind. Soul is now surrounded in darkness.
But someone like Lemmy is a cultural icon. I'm sure Lemmy understands the significance he had on European and American culture, you know.
No choice,
ever think there's something about Motörhead that's bigger than you even? The fact that it is this entity? Yeah.
Obviously. Mind you, I never stopped being Lemmy out of Motörhead 24 hours a day, you know. I'm fair game all the time. You can clock off, you know, and go home. You don't have to be that interviewer anymore. But I don't get that. I have to be Lemmy all the time.
Can you walk around? Do people bug you?
If you're playing that night, then they're aware you're in town, you know, all the people that want to see you, so they're looking, you know. And if they spot you, of course they're going to ask you for an autograph. Maybe the only chance they ever get, you know. So that's all right. I understand that, you know.
Talking with some of the fans, a lot of the same thing keeps coming up, and that is, without Motörhead, hard rock or metal today would not be what it is. What do you think your contribution has been?
I have no clue. But without anybody, you know, rock and roll wouldn't be what it is today. Everybody's an influence, even if they influence you not to play like them, you know, which I'm sure we've done several times. I can't see that, you see, because I'm doing it. Right. Do you know what I mean? I'm too close to it. We just do it for ourselves, you know. So that's one thing that we brought to the music business, which a lot of people didn't, because they do what everybody tells them at the record company, you know. Or they listen to their girlfriend or some thing, you know, like, we don't do that.
Motörhead never gave up. Motörhead never gave in. Motörhead never compromised to sell, you know, more records. And if music changed, Motörhead never changed.
Well, what is it about this band that brings this fierce loyalty?
Well, we never let people down, so they never let us down, see? That's it. Well, have a drink then, you fool. You want some ice in there, I guess?
Oh, no. Just straight up.
Oh, yeah?
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Yeah. And cheers to you, gentle listener.